The simulation features 4 types of entities: predators, prey, plants, and food. To survive and reproduce, predators need to consume prey. When a predator or prey dies, it leaves behind food that can only be consumed by predators. This encourages group behavior by providing a resource that can be shared. Prey can defend themselves and even fend off predators, though they deal less damage. Plants grow without requiring any external resources and spread to nearby areas once they reach their maximum size. From time to time, a new plant may appear in a random location. They face no constraints on propagation. Prey need to consume plants to feed themselves and reproduce. Plants naturally regulate the prey population by introducing a constraint on their proliferation. The addition of plants has eliminated the need for the artificial population limit present in earlier versions. Creatures have a reserve they draw upon to create energy. Movement consumes energy, with faster movements requiring more. If the reserve is depleted, the creature's health gradually decreases, leading to death if it cannot find food in time. Creature vision is based on rays cast into the world, gathering information about the entities they intersect. This data is fed into a neural network, which outputs angular and linear velocity for the creatures. To maintain precision, while limiting the number of inputs, the rays are grouped into 5 zones, with each zone only returning data from the closest intersecting ray. Prey have a much wider field of vision, but their perception works in exactly the same way. Evolution is entirely random. When creatures reproduce, they pass their genome to their offspring. Occasionally, mutations occur, altering an existing connection, creating a new one, or adding a new neuron. Natural selection then guides evolution toward potential optimization. At the beginning, the neural networks are initialized with random weights, so the creatures act erratically. Fairly quickly, only those that naturally manage to find food survive. This initial phase is a massacre on both sides, as very few creatures succeed in eating. Some prey begin to multiply, which could help the few surviving predators who are under intense selective pressure. For now, the simplest strategy for predators is to act as scavengers. After all, food on the ground neither moves nor defends itself. These early predators avoid conflict and simply focus on picking up available food. Meanwhile, the prey population increases rapidly, driven by an abundance of resources. It seems that another group of predators has survived at the bottom of the world. These predators appear to be much less cautious. During this time, prey have access to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and their population keeps growing. However, the amount of available plants is decreasing, as the flora cannot regenerate quickly enough to meet the ever-increasing needs of the prey. On their end, the predators start benefiting from this abundance of food, and their population grows more quickly. Weakened prey, unable to access plants, become easy targets, leaving behind large quantities of free food. Eventually, the trend reverses. The predators now have an abundance of food, while most of the prey find themselves without resources. The prey population is now critically low, cornered into small areas. Nevertheless, some have managed to escape the massacre and can take advantage of areas where some vegetation has started to regrow. Now that nearly all prey have been decimated, it's a lean period for the predators, whose population also begins to decline sharply. Once again, the predators face intense selective pressure due to the scarcity of resources. They are on the brink of extinction. The predators still mostly feed on what they find on the ground, but appear somewhat more aggressive. Gradually, their population begins to increase. Despite the fact that the creatures cannot communicate with one another, group movements are observed. An interesting detail is that most predators move slowly. Given that the energy cost of movement is proportional to the speed squared, this shows that selection has favored the most energy-efficient individuals. In a rather methodical way, the predators move from one group of prey to another. The situation is now quite stable, and population fluctuations are minimal for the moment. The prey seem to have generally become slightly better at evading predators. The prey have been nearly eradicated, which means the flora can regrow quickly. If the prey survive, this could lead to an explosion in their population, and consequently that of the predators. Such scenarios often lead to major crises. Some predators seem to have understood that it might be worthwhile to forage among the plants. After nearly an hour of simulation, the last prey is eaten. This simulation, which may seem simple, is actually very difficult to balance, and I have not yet managed to extend its duration. There are so many features that could be added, such as communication, sound-based inputs, adding memory to the creatures, introducing one or more predators, and so on. This project feels like the ultimate rabbit hole. If you'd like to support this project and the many others I have in my backlog, feel free to check out my Patreon. You can also continue the discussion and propose ideas on the Discord server. All links are in the description.